From the frigid summit of the God-sworn mountains, a vast river winds its way through the landscape of the southern nations. Crystal blue waters that cross plain and forest all the way to idyllic shores. The river drew many gatherings of people that thrived on those waters and the provisions of the land. For they knew its source as soon as those waters passed their lips, and they praised the goddess. Along its banks sprung life, fertile ground giving way to bountiful crop and vibrant plant life, until finally that outpouring of life coalesced into an act of provision by she who had provided for so long. A tree to bear life, one of her own, its roots labyrinthian as the waters danced through them. From its branches the people would never go hungry, and from the river they would never thirst. A community of those who sought to take these ideals with them in their everyday life, that nobody shall be without food or water or shelter, and that neighbors will look after neighbors. And in this, they praised the goddess. But many centuries have passed. The tree uprooted by those who valued the land and what they could take. The river stained red with acidic wine, distilled by hundreds of hands who would never taste it. The gatherings of people flee, their landlords still hungry and unsatisfied by the years they've taken in exchange for meager wages. These riverbanks have not borne life in quite some time. But the people huddle close in a vessel of scrap metal made from fishing crafts offered towards a better cause, made in record time by those who volunteered to work endlessly to see their people safe. The Salvation makes its escape from Weldon, built by a community of those who sought to hold on to ideals thought to be antiquated and lost. In the waters that sustained them for centuries, her chosen defenders ready themselves for one final onslaught. And in this, they praise the goddess. I'm going to need all of you to roll initiative for me.
19. 12.
9.
Nice.
Woohoo!
Okay, and let me roll for allies when they join this fight. Okay, not bad. Okay, hopefully... Let's see, we don't want super high. Oh, they rolled so bad. You're so lucky. Okay, thank God. Alright, there's a couple of special rules for this fight. Starting with water powers. We talked about it a little bit before the show of what they would look like, but water powers, I am using a deck of cards in order to help me distribute them. And so, whenever you use a water power, it's not an action on your turn. It's because I want to encourage you to use them. You'll still get your regular action, but water powers can be whatever you can really imagine. Power level is what matters here. The number... In front of me, I have a deck of cards that have no face cards except for jokers. The number on that card represents the power level. Think of them as like spell slot levels, if that makes sense. Some really big actions are going to require really high levels. They basically correspond the same, except there is no first level. So 2 is first level in cantrip type. It's the weakest type you can get. Whereas the highest is the ace, which is 11, which is a 7th level spell in terms of power. Everything between 6 and 10 is 6th level. Except for the Joker. The Joker is a blank check all the way up to 8th level. If you draw the Joker, you don't have to use it immediately. You can hold on to it, and then you just have to draw one more time to determine what your actual power level is. But the only thing about it is that the Joker has repercussions. The more you ask for, the higher the consequence will be in turn. So you can like do something wild and try and kill all of the enemies in one area, but just know it's going to take that damage and that power and reap a consequence, a cost. So if you're going to take out like 20 people at once, then all of a sudden 20 people's worth of death is going to have to happen towards you or someone.
Equivalent exchange, am I right, guys?
It is a little bit of equivalent exchange. You're messing with god powers at this point, so the more you ask for, the harder the repercussions are. If you draw something and you don't like it, you can draw one more time, but you have to take the second value. And I think that's all the rules there. The last thing I'll go over is that once the allies appear, there's going to be a new thing that pops up, so I don't roll for 6-7 people, and we're just going to roll with that. This combat's going to be real loose in terms of time, in terms of travel distance. I want it to be very narrative. I don't want to worry too much about the minutia, but your goal here is to protect the salvation. You got 500 hit points on the salvation. If it hits 0, the people on the inside will start having to make repair checks to make sure it can make it to the end. And if it hits 0, that means people from the outside can start getting in, which is not good. You don't want that. This is going to come at you in waves, and I will give you your victory condition, what you need to do to win once it appears. But the overarching one is if you can survive for 10 rounds, you will make it to the end, because it's not less 1 minute. That's Lucy. It's Lucy-goosey time. If is a... Yeah, if. If. It's a big if,
that.
I know.
I love that.
So...
If is good.
I will describe this situation. Thankfully, a lot of you go first, which is really nice. It's very good. So, to start off, as the horde of vampires descends from the bridges of Weldon, Lord Rasil's arm raised in cocky and disregard for the lives on board that ship. The first that arrive is a swarm of sturges, and upon their backs, starved noble vampires that just cry out into the night, and you hear from above as gunshots ring out. These first vampires that are going to arrive are gunners. They're going to fire on the ship from above. Don't freak out at the number. In totality, there are 20 of them, each doing 5 damage. But I'm not going to have you target them one by one. You're going to target them in groups. Okay. So whenever you use an action on them, you're going to be hitting all 5 of them, and I'm going to show you how that works. You just have to do enough damage to take them out, if that makes sense. So you don't have to worry about taking out one at a time. They are flying above the ship, firing downward. Okay, so top of the round, Vincent, you see these vampires prepare to unleash volleys of shots into the top of the Salvation. You still have a few rounds before your allies below deck realize and they can deploy a defense platform. What are you doing?
Ah, jeez. Are they all in a concentrated area? Are they all...
Most of these like squadrons of these flying creatures are in concentrated areas right at those dots that I put on the map there.
Yep.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically.
Okay, I would like to use my water powers.
Amazing. What do you want to do? Or do you want to draw first and figure out later?
I mostly want to just send water flying to knock them out of the sky. Like, as many as I can.
Pretty simple. Alright, This one doesn't have a required card, so it's just how many you get is the power. So go ahead and draw a card for me. Yep.
7.
Shit. Well, that's well, shit. Okay. All right. Vincent,
Well.
as you raise your arms up quickly in response to a horde that has swarmed around the engine, ready with guns to fire blindly, just their mouths snarling, you quickly throw your arms up as an enormous pillar of water just... Is there anything specific you wanted to do with your pillar, etc.? Or anything else you wanted to add on to that, now that it's technically a 6th level spell?
Jesus. I say, oh no you don't. And I'm going, I guess I'll go from the front back so that they get knocked backwards behind the ship.
Awesome. That's great. Go ahead
Can
and
I make it
roll
into
me...
a spike wall?
Yeah, with a 7 you can, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me... I'm going to have this the same as like Cone of Cold, so 8d8 in terms of damage.
Jesus.
They got a ton of health, but you do a ton of damage as this pillar rises up and then forms into that water sharpened like iron flying towards them from the front. So if it doesn't kill them, it'll certainly... You'll try to knock them off. So I'll roll for that too.
31 points of damage.
31 points of damage. I'll say that is definitely enough in totality to take out 2... let me roll, actually. How many can survive that much? I'm going to roll a check with a DC with 31 points of damage. One of them will definitely die, but I want to see if one more gets caught along the way and killed. Okay. One of them, as the spike wall comes through, you watch it. This water suddenly turn to iron that completely impales one and his scourge that sends him flying. But the others now have to roll as this water crashes into them if they're just going to get toppled down and thrown into the water. I'm going to roll against your spell save DC.
Which is not super high. It's a 16.
It's okay. It's a strength save, so it's,
Okay.
1 fail, 1 natural 20. Fail. Fail.
Yeah!
You watch as 3 of them go tumbling off. It's like into the water. Make a perception check as this is happening. One of them is still able to hold on, so there's 1 left in G group, so I would say.
15.
As you watch one of them cascade and just crash into the water, you see them hit that first layer, that murky water, as they're kind of tossing and turning. But then you see them sink a little bit below that, and you see them just begin to almost burn as they're like basically as they are sinking below, beginning to fall apart as they get past that first murky layer of line.
Damn.
So they are in trouble down there. They're not fully dead, but they're around you, but they can't really hurt the ship from in the water, and they're taking constant damage while they're down there.
Damn.
So, anything else? Now you get your action, your bonus action. So go ahead and let me know now that you got this. It's a lot smaller scale once it's your regular stuff.
Is there still people up?
There's one person that
guy?
seems to have held on, taken a ton of damage, but is still like positioning himself on the sturge.
I'm gunning for that guy. I'm gonna fuck his shit up. I am going to... I'm going to take out my crossbow from inside the water.
Awesome. Yeah.
Be on the surface and shoot.
Make an attack roll.
17. 12 plus 7. 19.
Hits.
Yay.
Go for it. Make a roll. Depending on how much damage you might take this guy out.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. This guy's looking rough. He takes the crossbow. He looks down. Who do you think you are? As he begins to aim down at you to fire at you, but that's not his turn yet. So that group is pretty fucking.
But that sucks. So.
But it sucks for him. Ladar, that's you.
Oh, get him. Okay, so one group kind of down.
One group is pretty much hurt. They're not fully gone yet, but they're struggling. They went from having a place where like, ha-ha! And now they're like, oh, fuck! Like, they're real messed up.
Okay. I would like to create a multitude of arrows with the water and shoot it at whatever group is next. Just kind of keep going down the...
Amazing. Go for it. Go ahead and draw me a card.
Oh.
What'd you get? Remember, you can always draw one more time and keep the
Sure.
next one.
You know what? I'll draw.
Sure.
Why not? The first one was a 3.
Okay. And what was the second one?
The second one is a Joker.
Oh my god.
So, do you want to use this now? Because I'm telling you, there's only 2 of these in the deck, and that's literally the blank check. Like it's the most powerful
Holy
thing you can
shit.
pull. If you want, I said that you can always hold the Joker and just pull the next card, and then you have to use the next card.
Yeah.
So that
I would like to hold on to that.
okay.
If that's okay.
She pulls another one.
If you pull the other one, I'm fucked up. What'd you do?
I pulled an ace.
Okay, fuck me. I gotta reshuffle this shit. All right, let me reshuffle real quick. Make sure that
7th
none
level.
of this is okay. All right. So as you raise your arms quickly, you see forming from the surface of the river a multitude of sharp arrow points. A volley of arrows at the ready. Is there anything else you want to add on to this, or are you ready to just unleash it?
You got.
Just think of what you can do with water.
Go for it.
I know.
Get crazy.
Can I freeze them?
With an ace, yes, you can freeze them.
Okay, so it's a little sharper.
Yeah, a little more
There's
extra
a little-
damage.
A little
spikier.
more potent.
Yeah.
As they freeze on the surface, you quickly raise your arm up. A volley of arrows flies towards which one? You've got a pretty good range with that spell level.
I will do whichever one is closest, probably.
Okay, so we'll say 3. 3 is probably the closest there. As assailing the front part of the ship, a multitude of arrows comes crashing down on these 5. I am going to need you to roll me 10d8, if you will, in terms of damage.
God, 10.
This is a
Do you need any?
tough spell. I added on an extra little.
2.
If anyone wants to donate any d8s, let me know.
I'll add on some extra effects because of the ice thought, because it's very creative. Very nice.
+17 +21.
17 plus 21, 38 plus
38 points of damage.
38 plus for the sharp points. Go ahead and roll me a d10.
+7.
Plus 7. So 38 plus 7, 45 damage. Okay. With such a wild amount of damage, one is definitely going to go down, but I'm going to roll to see if I can get 2 more in there. Basically, the higher amounts of damage you all do in one push, the higher it is that you could just accidentally fucking insta-gib, like, more of them, if that makes sense. You've already passed the threshold to get 1, definitely. And another one gets his head split by a frozen arrow as you fire this volley that cascades on top of them and crashes into their creatures that as they into the water. 2 are down, 3 are left extremely wounded.
Nice.
And are still aiming their guns, but they're still on top of their sturges aiming downward. They are just not very confident.
So sorry, you said how many?
There are, I would say, how many are left? There are, I think I did my math wrong. Sorry, it's not 20. There's because there's 5 groups of 5, so it's 25. Totally did my math wrong. So there's 19 left that are still on top of sturges around you. Each of these represent 5 groups, 5 people each. Okay, so action, bonus action. This is just smaller scale, the regular stuff you can do. There's 3 people flying above you that are now very aware of your presence as you've just descended a hail of frozen arrows on top of them. What are you going for?
I will go to the surface and just shoot an arrow at them. Just try and get them down.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
18 +8.
18 plus 8 hits. Go for it. Roll me some damage.
6.
6. 6 is enough to push the damage on one of them over, because he had taken so much, as another arrow, just for like insult to injury, pierces his chest as he turns to miss and just flies off his sturge, basically. So you've taken down 3 in your round. Great job, Adar. Now, Azram, your turn. What's going on?
So Azram, also including his cantrip of Firebolt, is going to try to use the water to create, add heat to it to create a mist that would eventually create what would be equivalent to like a storm cloud raising out of the water to suffocate the vampires.
Holy shit. All right. Yeah, absolutely. The closest one to you is 2 and 3. So if you want to hit both, you're going to have to get like a 6 or higher. But I think to accomplish this, you just got to get higher than I'll say you can pull it off with a 4. But if you really want it to do what you want, you got to get 5 or higher.
Okay.
So
Do I just pick what's on the top?
pick what's on the top.
5.
Okay. Okay. So
Nice.
Azram, as you heat the water around you, you can feel it bubbling, and you can feel that, usually if you're in this water, you might have boiled yourself too, but you can almost feel like a separation of the water. You have such a control over that you didn't have before, that as you raise the temperatures and the steam starts to rise upward out of the water and form this cloud, you have complete faith in your ability. Any extra description, anything else you're adding on, etc.?
I would say that as the cloud forms, you see the sky around it as it starts to touch the air above. You see the sky around it start to darken the same way that you would when a thunderstorm starts coming to fruition.
I can smell that it's gonna rain.
Oh my
soon.
God.
My knees hurt.
Yeah,
It
someone
must be a-
inside the ship's
Feel
like,
it
it's
in my
gonna rain. As where water meets air, a storm begins to brew and push upward. As both of those groups are there, one of them, assailed by a huge volley of frozen arrows, still regaining its pacing, the other one looking upward in confusion as from beneath them a cloud begins to surround them as there is something about this steam and vapor that they're breathing in that's not just suffocating them. You can see their skin almost burning as it go ahead and roll me 6. No, I'm gonna bump it up by 1 just because that's really cool. 78 of damage.
78 damage.
78 damage. No, 78 damage.
7D8.
8
As in dog.
D as in dog.
As that is a really good idea.
Jesus Christ.
And that'll affect both groups, which means that G3 might be fucked in a
They're
second.
like steamed dumplings in the sky.
Fucking steamed dumplings.
It's like a sauna.
What is happening? You're like,
Yummy.
Skincare. A nice spa day. 1, 2,
Nice.
3,
Nice
4.
7, you said, right?
yep.
Come on. Yeah.
Sounds
Really
like
feel
someone
it.
brushing their teeth. Like
28 points of damage.
Shit.
Nice.
As the steam cloud surrounds them, begins to choke them and constantly press this radiant water against their skin, you can see one of them just completely in this group, this 3 group that's towards the front of the ship, just completely consumed as they turn to mist that is just consumed by the steam. This other group over here, I'm going to roll to see if one of them gets taken down. But you definitely get one from the 3 group that Adar has already attacked a ton. So let me check this out real quick. So, yeah. most of the 2 group is just still being suffocated in it, and if they can't get out, they're going to take more damage next turn. But they are just completely surrounded by this steam cloud, this miasma of radiant water. Azram, you got your action, bonus action now.
For my action, I would like to, with Christian's permission, I would like to possibly, I don't know if I would need to augment it, but I would like to maybe embed the cloud with my poison spray.
Whew, okay. Sure. Go ahead and give me... Well, yeah, give me an augment. It'll work, but to make it stronger, you need to pass the augment check. 15 is what you need. And I'm going to start rolling their con saves on the side.
I'm going to go ahead and get started on those con saves.
Keep rolling.
Oh, just roll again. He wasn't looking.
I won't tell.
I won't tell him.
It was a natural 1.
Oh.
Okay,
Plus
so
5.
Is that a 6? Come on, Christian.
augment checks are very fun because if you fail an augment check, a natural 1, you still get to do something fun. Go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
Oh god. Oh no. He poisons the whole water and we all die.
Oh my god.
53.
Oh, okay. All right. As you, in your mind, are gathering your intentions together to try and throw this poison spray up and have it mingle with the radiant energy of the water powers, there is almost like a wire that's crossed that isn't quite correct, but you're not entirely sure what happens. You just know that something about... You'll be able to... go ahead and make an insight check on yourself. Intelligence check.
Just try to
Just intelligence check.
think about your own thoughts and
Think about your own thoughts and like what you're doing.
gain
and...
some emotional intelligence.
Okay,
Get in touch with
17.
yourself. Okay.
Hey, that's not bad.
18 minus 1.
There's not a lot of ways that you could figure this out. You try and trace your thoughts backwards. Like, okay, what did I do? And you kind of realize that, train of thought went through. Poison spray, wine in the water, alcohol poisoning. Okay. Resistance from alcohol poisoning. And some wild combination of words gets thrown in there from just like bouncing off these different thoughts. For the next...
What? That's incredible.
What did you just do?
What did you just do?
For the next 13 days...
What? 13
you
days?
will not feel the effects of any alcohol.
What? What?
It's a wild magic table. I can't explain.
So you
it.
won't even get
But
drunk?
you're just like, I can't get drunk anymore. You're just like, I won't be able to get drunk.
Poor Azrael.
Oh my god.
As you're throwing this up, it's almost just like an inconvenience. You're like, oh, fuck.
That's so funny.
So do I get to cast poison spray?
Oh, yeah, you do. Go ahead. Yeah, 3 of these guys failed. So go ahead and roll me your damage. I think it's like 2d10.
3d10.
3d10, okay.
No, 3d12, my bad.
3d12, absolutely. Go ahead and roll your damage. You still get poison spray, but it would have doubled if you hit the augment.
Damn. That would have been so cool.
Well,
But now Azram is just
you can't get
fucking-
drunk for 13 days. I'm going to write that down.
The after
So
party
when we-
after this
yeah,
is going to be real
when we get
sad
out
for
of
you.
this, He's
He's
gonna be like,
try.
You sure will try.
oh no, don't try a little bit too hard.
Just get a little too much like sugar in there. Too much.
He just starts
Some people
vomiting. He
think,
doesn't know. It's just, it's like not
He gets
drunk.
the hangover effects, but he's not drunk.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
just get
God.
you get all the hangover.
All the bad stuff.
Yeah, all the
Ew.
bad stuff.
Is that like cloud that's actively like boiling the vampires? Is that for all of them that are up here, or is it just what one?
Azram rolled enough. I'll say it's enough to encompass 3 and 2. Just the entire right side of the ship.
Okay, so these guys are out of it.
Those guys are out of it, yeah. though, we've talked about ways you could travel around the ship quickly with your water powers. I'm going to say you don't have to worry too much about swim speed, just you can't go, like, all the way across. Well, you can go pretty far, so we won't worry too much about it. Just can't go into the sky, I'll say. Super quick.
19 points of poison damage.
Shit, wait a second.
Oh, wait just a darn minute.
Wait just a darn minute.
Hold up now.
Take it back now, yo.
Yeah.
One hop this time.
As soon as the poison rises into the air and begins to coalesce with the cloud and intermingle with not only just the suffocating, but then also the radiant, and then there's also poison, is like the worst thing ever for these people. I'm going to say that I guess it intermingles with both of them. Yeah, as soon as they think it's done, there is another choking force that just causes the skin to go even grayer and blotch as they I think the last one from 3 group goes down, and then one from 2 group goes down with that much damage. Yes, that should be... Yeah. Nope. That is enough damage to take down 2 of them who just dissolve into mist as they fall off their sturges. The sturges going wild off into the sky.
How many got left?
I am going to tell you. You have taken down 7 of them. There are still 18 or so left, I believe. I might have my math off just a little bit. No, yeah, there was an extra one that should have died. So there's 17 left. One of them's going to fire on Vincent because...
Come get me.
You fucked him up real bad.
Try me, bitch.
That is 17.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, well... 19 points of damage to you as a gunshot tears through.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna...
No, wait, sorry, scratch that.
Oh.
One of the dice exploded.
Oh, nice.
Forgot about my own mechanic. 21 points of damage.
Oh, thank God, yeah.
Fires
It's
down.
better than
and-
19. Yeah.
Wait.
So add 2 more from what you've just subtracted. 21 points of damage
Jesus.
fire down as a bullet tears into your shoulder, hitting you, but he doesn't use his turn on the salvation. The other 16...
Hold. I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke on that motherfucker.
Oh shit, yeah, of
Take it
course.
down.
Fails the save. Go ahead and roll your
Nice.
damage for me.
I found my d10s. Yep.
I'm gonna make some rolls on the side too.
11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. I rolled a bunch of stuff. I'm going to narrate it all right now. 3 people that had fallen off of their sturges and crashed into the water in front of you, Vincent, are trying their best to scramble their way to the surface with their guns to even attempt to fire on the ship. But as the water burns their skin like acid, they are pulled down. They can't seem to get out of the water and thus are not able to get their attacks off. Firing wildly within this steam cloud of poison and radiant damage, 2 of them are not able to get their shots off in the right direction. Even though there's this huge ship below them, they are more concerned about the fact that they are being assailed from both inside and out. That leaves 12 people that are able to fire their shots regularly. Give me 1 second.
The Hellish Rebuke had 11 points of damage.
Oh, yes. And as you yell out in Hellish Rebuke, as this person fires on you, there is a burst of flame that consumes the final surge in the air.
It's like black flame. fully burns him alive.
It is impossible with the black flame to tell what is the body and what is the flame, as this vampire is charred. It's like screaming, eventually turning to dust. That means that 12 people are able to get their shots off still. So So, 11, because that person just died. 11 people are able to get their shots off,
Rip
which
that
means instead of rolling for everything, they each are able to do a maximum of 8 damage to the ship, and so the ship takes 8 times 11 damage.
88?
Just from shots. 88 points of damage.
Woof.
That's how many of them are left, though? 8 or 11?
11. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
We're doing
Nice,
it.
we got it.
We're doing it.
88 points of damage sink into the ship as the metal is torn up by bullets that collide with the outside. At the top of this round, you hear from the top of the ship just like
There it is.
as a hatch begins to open up at the top, a complex mechanism to keep water out while still pushing forward what you assume to be the defense platform.
Nice.
Next round, you will have your allies to help you, and I will explain what that means. But they are slowly rising from underneath the water to greet the vampires up
SpongeBob, like SpongeBob, the dome.
It's literally the dome from SpongeBob, I guess. Yeah.
The winner takes all.
Vincent, that is you. You've completely dealt with the group that's nearest to you now, so you can move if you'd... Totally forgot one person. There is an ally in this fight, and I will have him act on this next turn,
that's
but we'll just
true.
say that Auda is currently positioning himself to attack currently.
Auda's just swimming. He's like,
He's like,
you guys got it.
right?
He's attacking. He'll attack next round.
Okay.
Yeah, he made a bet with Ladara.
Sorry to everyone who's talking. He's
that's
like, where's
true.
Auda? It's me.
He did make a bet
It's
with
you.
Ladara. Don't let him forget that one.
Don't let him lose.
How many you got down so far?
Can everyone in the right now, if you're listening to the show, guess who's going to win the bet? Ladara or
I'm
Auda?
betting
Everybody
Ladara.
place your bets.
I will say that allies work a little differently in which they're not having active turns. Auda, even though he's not moving like on his own turn each time doing an action and a bonus action, he is leaping into the air and kicking down like the smaller vampires that you don't have to deal with them.
Damn.
So I'll roll to see how many he takes
Yeah.
down in his
I
turn.
need a number.
We need a number.
It's a little bit skewed because he's facing smaller bait than you are, but he is able to take down 6 vampires. As
Yeah.
Auda is able to run up the side of the ship with his water powers, crash a pillar into one of them, and then just spin kick like a group of
damn
them down. These ones don't have their guns, but they're just
so
like swarming around the top, ready to descend in.
Okay, well, it's fine. I have 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay, you're just gonna get
6v3
more than that.
currently.
Okay, I got
I'll
it.
keep it down.
Ladara versus Auda.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Vincent, that's your turn. Top of the round.
All right. I think I'm going to go towards a little closer to the front of the ship, where some of those vampires are still up there flying around, and I'm going to send up some water in like a tendril and wrap around some of the vampires and pull them as deep into the water as I can.
Draw a card.
Any card. Oh, a 2.
Remember, you can draw one more, and then you have to use the second one.
That's
but that's the
fine.
worst one you can get, so it's within your best interest to draw.
I'll draw another one. Hey, an 8.
Christian's like, I fucking hate this.
Okay,
Sucked.
that's a 6th level. A tendril of
shit.
water. All right. Go ahead and roll me the damage first. Actually, no. This is not damage because you're pulling.
Yeah, I want to send them as far deep as I can.
Go ahead and...
I want to like shoot them down in there. Get eaten by a crocodile.
I'll roll. 2 succeed as watery tendrils grab onto them, but 3 fail as are pulled down beneath the waves by a tentacle that doesn't pull them just into the water, but submerges them deep below the water. Give me this is just flavored fully. Just give me an animal handling check. There's nothing you're doing specifically, but I just want to know if it happens.
18.
Fuck. All right. A little bit of a dangerous maneuver, but you got the 8, which means it's the 6th level. The watery tendrils drag these vampires, who begin to burn as soon as they pass that layer of wine, further and further beneath the water. You watch them pulled deep down until you see just blinking yellow eyes and just swallow them. As they
He's on
are
our side.
gone. Satiated by a good, healthy meal.
Oh my god.
Action and bonus action.
I feel like
Vincent.
that wouldn't be a very healthy meal. Like,
No, I know.
I
know,
feel like
he's
he
probably
might get like,
"Ugh, why'd you give me that?
his stomach
I don't
started
Kind of stale.
a bunch
He
of
goes-
alligator vomit.
He pokes out his lower alligator jaw. He's like,
He's like heartburn now.
"You're very healthy."
He got tummy issues. He's like
got-
Christian.
This alligator's got GERD.
Same.
Go for it. So there's 2 left in the foregroup. So go ahead and.
I'm going to bane the 2 of them, and if I can reach another person, another vampire, I would like to bane them as well.
Sure. I'll say you're able to reach 1 person from 5, but you just gotta. I'll apply it generally, basically. So I'm not gonna roll individually. It just when I'm ever doing anything with them, just let me know that there's a bane on them once
Okay.
I make this save or not.
Yeah.
Wisdom. Charisma or wisdom?
Charisma.
Oh, yeah, I'll have natural 20s. One of them. Oh. Sorry. 2 of them fail. So
Nice.
2 of them carry Bane. I'll say one from both of the ones in 4 fail.
Okay,
So they're
the ones in front of
completely
me.
baned. Everyone left is baned.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. You had that same dark blood just rises from out of your. How do you do it again? Go for it. You describe it. I don't want to
the
do it.
flavor.
Just kidding.
Vincent actually takes his thumbnail and makes a little cut on his hand, and the blood comes out. Just a little bit of blood comes out and goes shoo, like a little needle.
This almost crystallized blood just pierces these 2 who are almost who feel the effect of it almost immediately, almost like it's weighing them down. But yeah, those 2 are baned. Bonus action, anything? Bardic inspirations, etc.
I'm gonna hold on to that for now.
Okay, no problem. All right. Allied. This is actually the ally round because Auna's here, but it doesn't last super long. I'm just going to explain what the ally round is. I don't want to roll against myself for 6 people. That doesn't sound fun to me.
What?
And so I'd rather not do that.
Well, Christian, this isn't supposed to be fun.
It's not supposed to be fun. It's work.
We're in a
work.
battle.
It's a battle. It's a battle to the death. But I want to keep things going fast. So the ally round is my solution to that. Your allies on the field right now is just Auna. But you can all come together and make it, or one of you, it depends on if you all have an idea or if only one of you has an idea, can make a request of one of your allies to do something, and then I will play that out. So if you want Auna to do something and use his water powers and do something, or if you want him to just run up and kick ass, that's fine. Or if you want him to save somebody or do something super specific, he can also do that. So your only ally to pick from is Auna currently. So is there something you want Auna to do?
What do y'all think?
Be hot.
Nothing. I want him to lose.
You want him to lose this fight. Otherwise, he's just going to keep kicking smaller vampires' asses.
I want to.
Give me a kiss.
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Sorry.
I want Auna to make a fucking hurricane, right? And then I want it to pull because hurricanes start usually over water.
Yeah,
And-
They get powerful. with
Yeah,
water.
especially whenever warm air or warm water meets cold water. That's why hurricanes form.
Yeah.
And what Asrim just do, he heated up that fucking water. So Auna, he's gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna make a fucking hurricane, right? So he's gonna make that hurricane, and it's gonna drag them into the water. So I don't know if that's what I was thinking.
That's
Auna's
kinda
pretty
dope.
cool. He's pretty good at wind.
That's some
He
good
might,
brother
like-
shit, you know?
As long as he doesn't mess with the ship's course,
Yeah,
Or,
as long as he doesn't fuck our shit up.
fuck up the
Yeah,
current or
yeah.
whatever.
Maybe he'll do it behind the ship. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll,
If he wants to
propel
do
us,
that,
maybe.
and then send it towards the other vampires that are coming, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Something like that. I'm just pulling that out of my ass.
Oh, that's
so.
pretty good.
Michaela's like, I spent 2 hours last night Googling weather. Weather facts.
I'm now a meteorologist.
The hurricane thing I
Water
just know because
facts.
I'm a Floridian.
Yeah.
Okay, Auna is going to try and add on to your storm. I'm just going to draw a card for him real quick to see if he can get some of the water on him.
Draw a card, any card.
Let's fucking rig this game. It's a good old 9.
Holy shit!
Okay, so immediately Auna, who crashes back into the water, in that split moment sees you creating this cloud of heat rising, and there is a moment of synced thinking, I'll say, synchronization between your thoughts. As he is falling back down spinning, he quickly positions his arm and scoops upward as a pillar of water, combined with his air, splits and combines with yours, wrapping around, turning it cold water, cold air and water hitting this rising steam cloud. Suddenly there's just this of wind that begins to pick up across the top of the ship as those that are still caught, those in group 2, are suddenly, what is happening?
Oh my god!
As they're pulled off of their sturges, or at least threatened to.
I've seen Twister. I know how this works.
You see one of them just go
Oh my god!
splat across the riverbank, which is like half a mile away at this point. Like real far out,
Correct,
just
nerd.
launched. You guys not in the fight. The other 2 are barely holding on to their sturges as they're being whipped around. They will not be able to fire this round. I promise you that.
I can promise you that.
Does that count as one for Auna? Or...
Yeah, it does count for one.
That is
God.
Auna.
No,
That
like,
is
that, like,
that is one for Auna.
7 to
Cool.
3.
7 to
7
3.
to 3.
Whoa. I
Adara,
love
that's
this.
you then.
Oh, perfect.
Ally rounds over.
Get him!
Hey. She's gonna be like, I shouldn't be down here right now. And she's going to use the water to propel herself. I want it to carry her up above the surface to get to the level of them. And use the water to crush them
Nice.
when she's
taking a
up next to it.
dive.
Because I want her to kind of be up there for a second so she can do something else up there.
Sure. Awesome. Okay. Since it's a combined attack, I'll say you're definitely able to propel yourself upward. I'll have you pull to see if you can crush them with the water.
It's just
Let's
like-
say you're aiming for either 4 or 5. Which one? 5 is fresh, like they haven't been touched yet. If you want to try and hit the ones right above the ship.
Sure.
Okay.
It's just like the Spider-Man, right?
Okay, here's my question. If I try, can I pick this one? Can I go?
You have to pick.
No,
the
I
second
have to do that one, right?
one. You have to do the second one.
Okay.
It's a gamble because that's my favorite type of game.
I love this time
I love chance.
So I will definitely be up there. It just depends on whether
You'll
I can
definitely be
crush
up
them
there.
or
It'll
not.
just depend on
Okay.
whether you crush them.
I'm fine with taking the chance.
Okay.
Take a chance for the dice. Hey.
I got a 6.
Okay. So now it's a 6 level. Okay, so let's roll some damage first before I describe anything. Go ahead and roll me 4d12 for that. I don't want to just have d8s. I want to spread them out around the dice, and I can say whatever I want. 'Cause
heck
I'm the
is my-
GM, and I have a logic in my head.
Oh,
How much damage do you do?
21.
Okay. Rising from the water, a pillar shoots you, just carrying you up towards the center of the ship, right face level with the vampires, who look you in the eye and say, looks like the food's come to us. As they look towards you, immediately you bring your hands together. How does the wall form? Tell me what it looks like.
Ooh.
Go for
She's
it.
going to be like, actually not. And she's going to raise her hand up and she's going to clench her fist as it goes.
Amazing. As you bring your fist up and clench, almost in that moment, a tirade of water just splashes and crashes into them as it crashes. They go as immediate searing and singeing. You can see their flesh melting as
She's gonna hold it a little bit, you know? She's gonna,
yeah.
she's gonna keep it there.
They're flailing in the water as the water drops, and you can see just exposed bone and stuff as they are bastard as they all begin to aim guns towards you. That's 21 damage. One of them just completely just with that will get taken down. So you've taken down one of them over at 5 because you've done enough damage in one hit. Go ahead and give me your action and bonus action now that you are floating in front of them, suspended in the air, just kind of like using your momentum because you've been flung up there.
I would like to shoot a trap arrow at them.
Okay, awesome. As you fire the trap arrow, 3 of them are caught just completely in the net. Just as they are still recoiling from the water attack, they are taken fully off of their sturges and begin to just fall towards the water before they sink into the water themselves, still wrapped in net. One of them still left up there, pointing gun at you as you begin to fall too. But there's water below you, and it doesn't burn you.
Nice.
So, it's good.
That's good to know.
All right. Azram, that's you.
All right. So now with his little cloud, and
Hurricane that is currently storming across the right side of the ship. Yeah, a little cloud.
he's going to,
Hey, little thing.
he is going to try to get the water to like actually start a thunderstorm on them.
Okay. Go ahead and pull your card just to give me the actual strength of this thunderstorm.
6.
This tick is loaded against me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Same thing as Ladara. Go ahead and roll me 4d12.
37 points of damage.
30.
She's tired.
No, there's no fucking way.
You want to see my dice?
No,
I
I'm not saying there's no fucking way they survived that. As this hurricane that you have brewed with your brother just whipping around them, suddenly lightning and thunder begin to join as the, I think, 2 that were left in there, even though now it's encroaching onto group 5, I'll transfer some of that damage because it's going to go over a little bit, are suddenly just fried inside this perfect storm cloud as their bodies just fall from the surges and turn to mist. Yeah, group 2 is completely done. That means that all that is left is group 4 and group 5. And group 5 currently consists of 1 person because 3 of them are descending currently. That means, oh my god. Yeah, okay. Action, bonus action.
So the hurricane cloud is now on group 5?
Yeah, it's moving towards group 5 because it's just such a good setup, and it's expanding. So yeah, go for it. As
Okay.
Ladara is falling from the air, in
And
her
it-
place a hurricane.
There's only 1 person in group in 5?
Yes, but he's pretty much fresh.
Okay. Can I then cast Witch Bolt at him?
Absolutely, you can. Is that it's an attack roll, right?
Yep, he's attack.
Go for it.
Which group did I ban again? Is it 2?
Group 4.
4?
What the fuck? Where'd it go?
What was it?
It's a 14.
14's not hit, unfortunately. As Witch Bolt past him into the sky. He's still getting harried by lightning and hurricane winds in the air, so he's not having a great
What
time.
category of hurricane do you think this is?
Let me roll.
What's
Yeah,
this
what's
wind
the
speed?
speed?
Roll a d6.
No, that doesn't. It's not a Category 5, but I rolled a 5. So maybe it's really condensed Category 5 hurricane that is slowly picking up.
Ridiculously fast
It's
wind.
a really fast wind that is all in one place.
Oh my god!
It's like a
you get
Beyblade
wrecked.
of hurricane.
You'd be like,
It's
like
Yeah,
straight
literally.
up.
Exactly. It's not,
150
but
miles per
but just
hour? Do you know how
for-
fast that is?
Yeah, exactly. It's not a Category 5 because if it was, this man is in hell. Apparently, like I mean, yes, technically
We're in hell.
Yeah.
We've been in hell for weeks. I think he
circle.
deserves to be in a Category 5 hurricane.
Okay,
circle.
let me roll then. As the witch bolt passes up past him, this hurricane, which I've rolled to be a Category 5
Holy
in an
shit.
extremely small space so that it doesn't hurt the ship, a horrid Beyblade of terrible wind flies and catches to his body, nearly tearing it apart as he is flung off of the stern.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that guy.
In the eye of a hurricane, there is quiet.
All right, that brings us all the way down to the literal last two gunners here who have Bane on them. So go ahead and roll me the Bane. Just roll a d4 for me and I'll stretch them both from
Do
the
you
whole
have
thing.
The Bane dice? Are they in here maybe?
I absolutely have the
once?
Bane dice. Just once.
One.
It's okay. Not good. As they are trying to fire, they have suddenly realized that the only thing surrounding them are these smaller nobles waiting to feast that are flying around and quickly getting kicked down by Auda. They are firing their shots towards the Salvation, but they are just gleaning off the side. They're not making purchase. Meaning the Salvation does not take any damage this turn. A few things happen at the top of the next round. You can see that as this first wave of vampires is getting mowed down by water powers left and right, you can see that there are more Sturges incoming with more riders. And attached to the bottom of these Sturges, you can see... Make a perception check, all of you.
Perception?
Yes.
3?
21.
21?
That's a 29.
You.
Yeah, you can see that these Sturges strapped to their underbellies, there's some kind of mechanism strapped with rope ready to be deployed. It's very like last minute, it's not like crude machinery, but you can see these barrels that are just strapped to the underbellies of these Sturges that are flying towards the ship. So you can infer that which you will, if that makes sense. If you really want to try and put together what you think will happen when they get above the ship.
Probably not good things. Are they keeping very good pace with us, or are they struggling to keep, like, how fast are they compared to
They
us?
will catch up to the ship this round, but they won't be able to do the thing they're trying to do until next round.
But in like relativity, they're not like speeding around us, like...
They would definitely be faster, but they're not like
okay.
like lapping you all.
Cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and put those on the board as they all join pace. They're not going to be able to do the thing they want to do until the next round, but they're setting up for it this round. There's only one of them, so each of these represents one Sturge with this mechanism on them. Okay, so as that is happening, from the water, you see just waves of water splash off of the surface, and a hatch in the middle just open as pulling themselves from the inside of the ship onto Jarl Axel's brilliant plan of defense.
Asshole squad.
The
Bunch of-
defense platform.
You got it, guys.
Coming out of there, we have Astrid, Wolfgang,
Oh, yeah.
Deville,
I'm the live. I gotta. There's like a dramatic pause. Like you're waiting for the audience reaction.
Bonnie,
You know.
and Rowan.
Okay, not too big.
No, it's not big at all. Not big at all. That's not what I meant to say. It's not
Rowan?
too big.
Rowan's coming to fight?
Rowan is there.
Ooh.
You can see that from the ship, each of them are geared up to fight, given makeshift armor of metal as best as they can, whatever is most available to them, and guns ready. DeVille has his standard weapon, just a rapier, as well as his spell, like his spell casting focus, pretty much. Wolfgang's got his iron fists ready to go. Astrid has her druidic staff. Bonnie's got her guns, and Rowan has a satchel full of stuff that you're not entirely sure what it is yet.
God, I
but
can't wait.
these people are added to your ally round. Right now, what they're going to do is they're going to make sure that this huge horde of vampires that is coming, just regular people that don't have guns and are just like swiping with swords down at you all, they're going to take care of them. So you don't have to worry about this, because in reality, this fight is huge. There are tons and tons of sturges and vampires all descending on you all and swinging at you with swords, just like you've kicked a hornet's nest. But this group is going to be dealing with that until the ally round, when you can tell them, one of them, to do something specific, etc. But I will describe what that looks like in a little bit. Okay, top of the round. Vincent, that's you. In place, you have the Sturges with their strange devices, and then the group that you've banned. What would you like to do?
Can I try something with my water powers?
You can.
Okay, I'm gonna try something that is defensive to protect the ship and my allies. If I can, I want to try, with my DM's permission, to take some water and make a dome over the ship of like running water.
This is a big one.
Yeah, I know.
It's a really big one. You're to make a dome that will stay with the ship and really protect it.
I want to
To
try.
the full extent. You got to get the highest possible, like either 6th or 7th. That's what you got.
High risk, high reward, right?
Oh my god!
Ace, baby!
Hey, at least Azram can't drink alcohol for the next
Okay.
Ace,
Just drink it.
I mean,
Yeah, the no roll necessary here.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I'm just gonna lay it out here. We've already drawn one ace. That means it's like there's only 3 in the deck of all the cards. What the fuck? All right, so from the water,
I want it to come up from the front and then back, so it like follows us. There's just a constant stream.
you grab hold of the water in the front, feeling an immense grip on an enormous flow of water as you pull and pull and pull with this power that you've been given. You wrench the water upward as a curtain of water. There's almost silence across the field of battle as this almost tidal wave crashes over the ship and stays.
Yeah! Vincent's like sweating. He's just like constantly concentrating on it.
You can see the riders above. I will say, to maintain this, you might not get an action bonus
That's
action,
okay.
just story-wise. Like,
Yeah.
this is such a big move.
Yeah.
But the riders on top of their sturges look to each other in stunned confusion as they're still trying to position themselves to be ready to drop these devices. But now there is a huge shield that, Vincent, you are concentrating on. So this is your concentration.
The only thing, can I get under the water? Can I be under the water?
You can get under the water.
Cool.
If you dive downward, and you can see the massive currents you've created that are suspending this shielded bubble around the ship.
Fuck yeah!
That's crazy.
The poor water life that's like down here, like the fish are like getting their shit
The
raw.
fish are just like swimming in the bubble, like, oh,
Could
this
you- the
is
fish
wild.
are going
Fish
over.
in the, in the water.
Yeah, they're like, huh, nice view.
Somebody gets hit with a fish.
It's always
use
someone's
that.
been slapped with a fish. Allied round. So,
We don't think.
you got a host of choices, but they all can do something. So it's up to you. Who do you
I
think?
want Bonnie to start lassoing people down.
You got lessons?
what
Bonnie
you
even
wanna do?
have a lasso?
Bonnie? Yeah, Bonnie has a lasso.
Lasso.
Bonnie hog-tied someone in the
Oh,
beginning.
you're
so
right.
true.
My bad.
Sorry. Aggressive.
We also have Astrid. Astrid is so cool.
I thought
Do
you were
you
gonna say
guys
hot.
need any
I mean,
buffs
yeah,
or
but-
any
Huh?
like healing or buffs? Sorry, I
No, we're just talking about how hot Astrid is.
I didn't mean to interrupt the thirst around here.
Do we need what?
What do we
Buffs, like
Buffs? What does that mean?
Like, to
buffers?
get no, it kind of like to
Yeah.
be stronger, like anything to like help you fight or defend you, like
Yeah,
armor,
they can buff you. I'll say that.
or
We each get, like, a partner.
healing or something. Who's Vincent's partner?
It's like pick your player.
You can. Rowan's pretty cool.
Rowan is pretty cool. I'm excited to see what
picked
Rowan
him.
does.
So
Would you pick?
You guys don't need.
Did you say you pick Iona?
no, I didn't say that.
Do you guys need healing at all?
I haven't gotten hit once.
I
I kind of did.
haven't gotten hit. No.
Yeah, they're not doing a ton
then
of damage
we
to
can hold
y'all
off
right
on healing.
now. Okay.
If you guys want like a buff or defense or something.
Do you think there's anyone who can, like, add extra armor to the boat?
Maybe
Who
Astrid.
knows? Maybe.
Astrid could.
Astrid could probably do something so that, like, if in case you lose concentration.
Because I don't know the whole mechanics of
Sure.
what I've
Yeah.
just
No,
done.
I'll say yeah.
I don't know
It's up to your imagination.
I don't
so-
know what the bubble will do in terms of protecting the ship.
Oh no, I know. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think Astrid defense, maybe something to add to the ship
Okay.
to help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else.
Okay. I will describe the ally round now that you've made this request. First things first, I just have little things here, so I'm just going to write some stuff down. Okay. Just a small little flavor thing because they're fighting together. As the shield is going up, you can see in these last moments these gatherings of small vampires. You see Bonnie and Wolfgang exchange a glance as he quickly picks her up and then just flings her upward as she's spinning, and bullets that hit a ton of these vampires that just
Oh my god.
she lands.
Holy shit!
Your request goes in.
Hot.
Astrid hears you all calling out to defend the ship. The way that I will say she does this, I will use plant growth. It's the best thing a druid can do, I will say, is in this moment is plant growth. You see her quickly reach into a satchel and throw up just a handful of seeds, casting plant growth. A wealth of vines just whip outward and wrap around the ship, creating some extra reinforcement. I'm going to roll some health and I'm going to restore it to the ship. real quick.
Nice.
29 health back to the ship. As it is now, if I didn't do my math right, sorry, but 441 health out of 500. It's still doing really good. So, bringing us around from the allied round, that brings us to Lidara. What would you like to do?
I would like to see whatever group is nearest to me and use the water to, like, quickly, like, kind of like a quick fire moment of, like, attaching, like, a chain to them and then yanking them in the water, and, like, attaching a chain to the next one and yanking them into the water, just like whatever group is closest.
Okay, awesome. So, there's group 4, and then there's one of the creatures with the device. So there's 3 closest to you that you can do this on. The creatures of the device, I will tell you right now, they do exponentially more damage than the gunners did.
Then I will take that one down. I would like to not have that.
That would be not good.
I would like... I got a 10.
It's crazy. Oh my god.
Okay,
It's just the cards, you know?
We're gonna get
Are the
all
cards.
the shitty
That's a
ones
10.
It's fine.
That's a 10. Okay, awesome. This will just work then, as you quickly chains of water leap up, grabbing the 2 who are baned and just pull them downward. They're already baned, already wounded. They crash into the water as it quickly begins to just suppress them under. And then the one that is in front of you that has the strange device, another chain whips up, wraps around, and pulls it downward quickly away from the salvation, because as it crashes into the water, there is a enormous explosion.
Vincent's under the water and sees that and he's like, what the fuck?
As you see just that thing reduced to bits. Yeah, you've discovered now that these are bombing sturges.
Okay, cool. What's my count at?
You are currently, with those 3, at 10. Auna only got 1 on his last, including his turn, so he's at 7.
Damn.
So, keep that in mind, everyone out there listening.
You got an action bonus action?
Oh, yeah, true.
I can now tell you how much damage these do. Each of these bombing sturges, if they're able to accomplish what they're going to do, which they still kind of can with the shield, it's just going to take a lot of damage first, will do 50 damage.
Ooh.
With
That's a chunk.
But they only get 1. They only get 1.
Okay.
So you've taken care of one of them. There's 4 left. And that is your water move, action, bonus action.
I would like to look at the next machine then.
Yes.
Whatever. And then try to throw an arrow at it in a way that will, like, fuck it up. I don't know.
Sure,
Do you have
yeah.
exploding arrows? I don't know. I don't know your kid. I'm sorry.
No, I do I? I have.
You
did I,
were
did I
looking
make
to
bombs or
make
something?
some... Go ahead and
I
make a
did.
retroactive arrow roll just to see how many were easily able to be made, I'd say. It won't be a lot, but I'll give you like 1 or 2. It'll be a little weaker than the one from the lab, because the one from the lab was abundance of ingredients. What'd you...
13.
13 is enough for 1, I'll say. You got 1 exploding arrow.
Okay, well
on
then I'm
you.
going to use that, and I'm going to take out one of the machines.
Make your shot. You can use steady aim to give yourself a bonus, to give yourself advantage.
I would like to do that.
Go for it.
15 plus 8.
15 plus 8, 23 hits. Because it's not just a regular arrow, it doesn't get sneak attack, but it does 8d6 damage, same as a fireball. So go ahead and fire me an explosive arrow, if you will. If you do enough overall damage, it will most likely set this thing off. It's not a super high threshold, but there is a threshold to where you can set these things off pretty easily.
32.
32 points of damage. It's a big explosion. I'm going to roll to see if it sets off the device. It's got to beat 32. It's got to beat 18. Natural 2 won't do it. Ooh. As your exploding arrow is joined by the extra explosion. There's a huge explosion that just rocks through this crowd, blowing up some of the sturges that are whizzing around. There is a brief opening in the barrier of water that seals itself back together as that sturge is completely dealt with.
Get out of here.
Azram, that is you.
So, as Mr. Lin-Manuel once said, in the eye of a hurricane there is quiet. So what I want to do is I don't know if this is possible, but what I want to do is I want to try to control the little hurricane going around. And I want to make it so that I want to expand it, I guess, and make it so that the eye is over especially the defense platform, just so that our allies are not getting the effects of it.
Yeah.
But also so that it is harder for things to get in and over the ship, because they'd have to go through the storm.
Okay. The storm, I'll say for now, this isn't... Let's see how much control you have. This. Sure. We'll use the card for this. Would you?
4.
Okay. You can draw if you want, or you can hold on to it. It's up to you.
What do I need?
Basically, it'll see if it keeps the same power while expanding, or if it'll die down and just be bigger, if that makes sense. Because it's really small, right? It's smaller right now to be powerful, but if you want to expand it across the entire ship, you gotta use more power.
Christian, you think I should draw again? Yeah. Thanks. 7.
Ooh.
Hurricane rises up out of the water shield. Your allies looking onward, DeVille's eyes wide as it's happening, and not realizing what's happening until he sees you down in the water, rising your arm up and pulling the hurricane upward. He looks down and says, "Fantastic job!" As the hurricane expands to encompass the top part, creating a second layer of just wind and shield to deter the bombing creatures. Okay, so action and bonus action.
So who's left?
Right now, it's just the 3 bombing creatures that are currently flying higher and higher above, not able to get their mark, as there's now these two shields, one a hurricane storm and the other just a shield of water.
Can I try to cast 3 bolts of Eldritch Blast, one at each of them, aiming specifically for their little bomb things?
Okay. It's going to be a bit of a hard shot because you're kind of, fighting with your own, your own water barrier and then the hurricane. So I would say make 2 of the shots at disadvantage because they're on the other side of the ship, and then 1 of the shots just regular.
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh,
I mean, you could always use that as the first one where you don't have disadvantage.
So the first one's a natural 20.
Okay. All right. Then the next 2. These have disadvantage.
The next one's a 19 to hit.
Woo! Hits.
The next one's a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, does not hit. So 2 hit, 1 natural 20. Go ahead and roll me the nat 20 first. There's a damage threshold you gotta hit for it to explode on contact, but you might hit it with a natural 20.
16.
Hit, natural 20. I'll say it has to be to 16. 13.
Hey.
One of them completely gone. Roll me the damage for the next one, please.
13.
13 points of damage. Okay, this one just has to beat 8 to not blow up, because the first one was a natural 20, so it's a direct hit. This one is, a little off mark, but could still blow up. 13 again. This one does not blow up, but takes the damage as it's just sort of winged, basically. So that's 4. Okay, let me write that down. 13 points of damage. Okay. 2 left above salvation. As you are tearing through these enemies one by one, defending this ship from the onslaught, your allies doing their best to keep the hordes at bay as well, you see one final wave making its way, but it's much smaller. Just 4 Sturges all grouped together, and they're carrying something as they position themselves over the storm, over the ship. Make a perception check.
12.
29.
29.
6.
Ladara, from your position, as you fall back down, as you have... Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, rose up, found group of 5, fell, platform came. You're technically on the platform, now that I'm thinking about it. In a way. Like kind of around that area. You're looking up through the shield and storm. You see a humanoid figure held by the Sturges that suddenly drop as it swings downward with a massive, heavy greatsword, cutting through the storm. I mean, it's going to take a lot of damage from both the storm and the shield. I'll have you roll that damage. Can you roll me? So roll me 8d8. You roll me also 8d8. So 16d8 in total. Both of you roll me 8d8 really quickly. See how much damage this person takes.
43. Oh my god. I rolled like so high. I got two 8s on the last one.
$28.
The storm and the water tear through this creature's armor, who lands like a meteor on the defense platform in the center of your allies. A massive knight.
What kind of knight?
A knight wearing rusted, blood-stained armor,
You're fucking way.
tall in stature and almost noble in stance, but a wretched sight to behold. Craggy blood rock covers the body like barnacles, all amounting at the head. The bottom half is intact, a ragged, blood-soaked beard and worn skin, but sprouting from the top half, jagged, dark crystal grows upward, covering the entirety of this knight's head. Madara, give me an insight check to see if you can glean anything.
No fucking way. Christian, are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with me?
28.
The stoic lower jaw of this knight is familiar to you. His noble crusade to rid Weldon of the demons and devils ended in him joining them. An unwilling servant to those he spent his life fighting, Sir Charles
Holy shit! Oh my god, you're fucking with me!
readies his stance
No way!
to attack you and your allies.
Get his ass!
And that's where we'll take a break. Hello, this is Christian, the Dungeon Master for the Strings of Fate. Thank you for listening to the penultimate episode of this arc. Very exciting stuff. Before we hop into anything, I'd like to announce that we have found a winner for the giveaway mentioned last week over the Softpod character stickers. The lucky winner of the Softpod character stickers is at Ninidas on Instagram. That's Niniidas on Instagram. Congratulations on being the lucky winner. However, if you didn't win, but you really want character stickers, perhaps you should go check out the Dungeon Depth store right now in the Softpod merch section. That's right, we are partnering with Dungeon Depths again to sell and distribute these stickers of our little adventuring party. The design is by Arcane Gold, our very own Chris, and we cannot be happier with them. Thank you, Dungeon Depths, for supporting us. If you don't already know, Dungeon Depths is a brand of quality gaming supplies with character. You can use the code SOFTPOD at checkout for 10% off your order, and they carry a variety of things to elevate your own gaming experience. So thank you, Dungeon Depths, for sponsoring the show. This show is also sponsored by Roll20, a virtual tabletop system that you can use to connect your games from all over the place, or just to have a nice online battle map. You can check them out at roll20.net. Next week, we will be having the final episode of the Weldon arc, but we also have another big announcement along with that. That is that after the next episode, we are taking a hiatus. This is a scheduled break that we put in the system just because we've posted. At that point, it'll be 32 episodes, and it gives us a nice buffer so that I can write the next arc and so that we can recover from the constant content creation. However, we will not be leaving you fully without content. We'll still be active in the server and on our social media, and we've recently recorded the Vincent Soft Talk, which you should see within the coming weeks. Important to note that the hiatus is not indefinite. The main show will take a break starting after the next episode airs, which I believe is the 10th of September. And then we will be taking a break for about a month and coming back on October the 15th. But another reason that we want to do this hiatus is so that when we come back on the 15th, it's a big return and we got all these people that want to join in onto the old Softpod train. So this hiatus is a great time to share the show. We're going to be sharing the show a lot. Hopefully we can bring some things to help make that easier and to get caught up if you're not caught up. Kind of redundant for me to tell you all of that because if you're listening to this, you are caught up. So, well, tell your friends to get caught up. We'll make another post about this on social media with more details, but I just wanted to let everyone know that now. Now, I would like to take some time to thank some of our $10 honorary Bard patrons. Thank you to Shell Naissance, or Nascence, sorry if I completely mispronounced that, Potter, Mary, Carissa, and Isella. Thank you so much for supporting our Patreon. It really helps us, especially because we're all working full-time and the show itself does cost stuff to make, involving like licenses and distribution platforms. It's a whole another can of worms. But we love doing it, and we're just happy that it can sustain itself in a way. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, as well as comment down below. Michaela asked a theme similar in her comment prompt about, one-shots and, possible things you'd like to see. So I'd like to kind of reiterate on that and see, thinking outside of the Strings of Fate, what kind of one-shot would you like to see? What kind of story would you like to see? Go ahead and comment down below whatever you feel is cool to you. I promise that I read the comments all the time. Otherwise, keep spreading the word about the show. It really helps us. We want to keep growing and we want to introduce new people. Keep an eye out for maybe something within the coming weeks that will be easy to point your friends towards to listen to the show. Something like a trailer, perhaps. But that's all from me. Bye. Okay, so Sir Charles is now on the ship. It is his turn. This now becomes a little bit general combat, but I will say that you all are approaching the barrier to get out of Weldon. But Sir Charles does a lot of damage.
Oh my god.
And if he doesn't take down the ship, he may take down one of your allies if you're not careful. But you need to survive. If you can speed up the ship in any way, now would be the time to do so to get on out. But Sir Charles is on the ship, and he gets his turn.
No!
So, I'm going to roll a dice between all the people on the ship right now to see who he attacks.
Oh my god.
I hope it's me. Oh, just kidding.
If it doesn't land on anyone, because there's six. If it's 7 or 8, he's going to attack the ship. If it's any of the other 6.
Out of curiosity, what is Rowan doing?
Whereas Bonnie's guns are a refined iron made by amazing gunsmiths, Rowan's is a technological mashup of scrap metal that fires scrap like a shotgun, basically.
Crap.
As well as reaching into her satchel, you can see just dull explosions from the inside that rise up through the water into the storm, and so she's using a combination of gun and explosion currently.
Damn.
And she's having a great time.
She's like, yeah!
Yeah, she's having a fantastic time. Sir Charles is going to attack. It's you, Ladara.
No! Oh, the narrative.
Oh, nice.
The narrative.
great.
Oh,
Comes for you in death just as he did life.
Fuck. Oh!
Rolled 2 natural ones, but I rolled 118, so
Well, that hits.
1 hits, but 2 super miss.
Damn,
As
dumbass.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Piss baby?
17 points of damage. I think 8 of that being necrotic damage, as the great sword slices towards you. The other 2 waving wildly, then I just silent, just distorted breaths, leaving his mouth just towards you. So, moving back around. Vincent, that is you.
God.
There are 2 bombers left and 1 very angry knight.
So, here's the thing. I'm under the water. I'm holding onto the back of the ship, putting
Yes.
water over top of it. I'm here to make a deal with you. Deal or no
Okay,
deal.
make it a deal or no deal.
I will forfeit my action and bonus action if you will give me the ability over 2 water effects at the same time.
I like that deal. Okay, you'll need to draw the card
Yes.
to push forward.
I would like to take a little risk, and one hand is out, put in the water over top. I'm going to let go and push my other hand out and try to make us go as fast as possible with the new current.
Go ahead and pull a card.
Okay, not bad. 5.
Not bad. You could always be better. That technically
Should I
will
go
get.
for it?
I'll let you know. I will roll. I'll roll.
Okay.
I'll see if that's enough for you to do it. is enough for you to do it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, at this point, you could push yourself to try and go even faster, but I don't think you need to draw another card unless you really want to.
I am okay with the safe choice as long as it gets done and we're going fast.
I will say that it might be, it'll put some strain on you. That's what I'll say. In order for this to work.
Okay.
It's still a
I'm
5th
just
level.
concentrating on it. Nothing else is happening. That's all I'm doing.
Perfect. It's going to put some strain on you. You'll take a little bit of damage because you're now being
Tossed around.
tossed around now.
Okay.
$15 points of damage as you are being tossed around and torn by these 2 spell effects that you are holding at the same time as suddenly the salvation lurches forward very, very quickly. You will get there in a reduced amount of rounds now. Very quickly approaching. I would say
how many we got left?
Let's see. Originally, I had it up around like 8 to 10. You've dragged that down to. You need 5 successful rounds to escape. You have currently. This is your 4th round. Currently, I'm pretty sure.
So, okay. So go through
So
again.
one more time,
for me.
and you are out.
Yeah, okay.
But this last round could do a lot of damage. Allied round. Allied rounds now are a little different. You can still request, but they are all going to be trying to chip away at Sir Charles. So you can still make a request, though, if you would like.
I kind of want them to wail on him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Your allies each rush towards Sir Charles one by one. DeVille with a flourish of his sword, just slicing at any open part of the armor as he is being deflected with the shield. Bonnie loading shots into the chest,
They're all
resulting in Wolfgang basically running and leaping with a fist directly to the face. Sir Charles that doesn't even
I wish
flinch
I was
him.
Sir Charles.
All right.
But your allies are helping in this sense. They're doing damage, meaning that Sir Charles has a ton of health, but they're really doing a lot to lower that down to a reasonable level. I'll say they give you all advantage on your attacks against Sir Charles if you
Nice.
choose to use them, as well as are going to chip away at his health by a determined amount, which I will write down here. Okay, so that brings us to Lidar. It's your turn. I'm going to roll to see how many Iona gets on the outside.
On the outside.
Ooh.
No, what is he
Like-
at? No, I'm at like 11 or something, right?
10.
You're at 10. He is closed the gap.
But then I shot down another thingy, remember? So.
I think that was your 10th.
Was that the 10th? When I shot down the second one?
Oh, no, that is your 11th. Yeah, he's closed the gap. Then 12.
Oh,
Right in front of you by 1.
fuck. Don't worry, I got one more coming. Okay.
Okay. In front of you, Sir Charles is
front
being
of
wheeled
me?
on by your allies. He quickly wails outward and throws your allies off of him as he is staring down to attack the salvation below you.
Oh, are you using it? Are you using the Joker card?
So I have this card.
Yeah.
You have this
and
card.
Definitely have it.
I think I'm gonna use it.
Oh my god.
What?
So,
Are you
Oh
gonna use?
shit.
what I would like to do,
Around all your allies, girl. This is gonna be so good.
as they're all attacking him, I'm going to compose myself and step up, grab water with my hand, shape the water around my claws, and grab his heart. And take it out.
Rip it out.
Just
I
take
just
it
want
out.
to take it out. She's going feral.
Oh my god.
Like full feral. Teeth and all.
Going ghost.
Absolutely incredible.
Sir Charles stands before you, throwing your friends aside onto their backs, just clamoring this massive force of strength that threatens to split the ship. Sir Charles against the ship is built to destroy it, meaning that on his attacks he can do upwards of 100 damage directly to the ship if he were to carve into it. But he's focused on you. Same condescending look, even without eyes, as he looks down on you, even in death.
Before I grab it. I'm gonna look him dead in the eye and I'm gonna say, "You will hurt no one anymore."
You stare into the cold blood rock. You scrape your claws across the water, which form to ice, directly into the chest, feeling a heart covered in that craggy rock, sinking into it. You see expanding light around you as the water grips. And for a moment, you and Sir Charles are not on the ship.
Oh.
The effect you rolled would teleport you to another plane.
What? Okay.
For this case, the power, the consequence, is that you stand above the endless sea. Perpetual storm around you as you hold Sir Charles suspended, the water carrying you, and his heart in your hand. You pull it outward, still beating as Sir Charles as you pull the heart outward, he falls backwards and crashes into the endless sea, which erodes him, pulls at him. Anything else you'd like to impart on our dear friend?
I'm gonna spit at him.
Spit downward, a final insult that sizzles against the armor as he is pulled beneath endless waves to drown for all eternity.
Dude, that's the coolest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I'm gonna crush his heart too, just while I'm at it. Just while I got it.
Meanwhile, on the ship, Ladar is gone.
Oh my god!
Just completely.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's the Joker card right there. There are some more consequences that are not really consequences that will happen because you used a Joker card and it brought you to the Endless Sea, but you will come back at the end of your next turn.
Will she come back in the same spot she left, or with us?
In this case, it will be with you.
Okay.
It's not. We're not holding on to that minutia. Sir Charles is gone. Your allies stunned at what they see. But above you, I'm going to get out of combat order. As you are quickly approaching the threshold, you see two bombers ready to descend in one final attack on the Salvation. Azram, what are you doing? You're the only person who can react left.
I'm in the water. I'm in the water. Ladar's in a different plane.
It's up to you. Vincent is putting in his the water
putting in work down
is
there.
almost tearing his body apart as he's holding
Yeah.
these two extremely powerful spell effects as he tries to get the ship both protected and safely across the barrier. Two bombers are looking, and even though they won't pierce the ship and destroy it, can very well hurt one of your allies if one of them gets through.
Vincent is hauling ass down there.
It's you, Azram.
There are two of them.
Two of them.
Got water.
You have control of the storm. Above them is up to you on how you want to do it. And I'll say that if you want to include Alana in on it, he's still on the outside too.
Oh, I would love to.
Absolutely.
Does that Sir Charles count for like 5 points for Ladara?
Yeah,
or-
I feel like that's
Yeah.
way cooler than Auna's fucking tiny little people.
How about you take that up with Alana later?
You'll have to negotiate it.
Auna, guess what I did? You'll never guess what I
It's
did.
the Gimli thing where you're still like, still counts as just one.
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to partner with Alana. And I'm going to ask him to strengthen the storm so that I can cast Witch Bolt into the storm, then causing, like, just thunder to come down on them so that it gets, like, at all of them.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. How do I want to do this? Go ahead and just roll me spell attack then.
29.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Any particular way that you're doing this, or would you...
I think that how I imagine it is that, like, Azrim and Aona both like rise because they're both on the sides, and so they're both on either side. And as Aona is like pumping energy into like increasing just like the wind and the actual storm of it, Azrim, like from his arm, like lightning would just start, like his tattoo would alight and it would come down his arm, and it would almost look as like the tattoo never stopped and it just kept coming out of his hand.
That's so cool.
Hell yeah. Aona, from the other side of the ship, feels your intent as he runs up the side of the water barrier into the storm with his staff and twirls it, whipping it up into a violent fury. Just you see the two bombers readying themselves to coordinate to dive through the barrier so that just one can get down and destroy these insolent usurpers, these rebellious common folk that have been a thorn in their side. They get caught in the storm as you release upward a witch bolt that joins the storm. A tornado of lightning and thunder. Go ahead and roll damage.
Just normal witch bolt damage?
I will let it join the damage of the storm, so go ahead and add the 4d12.
How many d12s is that?
9. So average 50. 49 points of damage.
Oof.
We see a flash of scenes. We see a ship carrying the hope of hundreds and hundreds of people, propelled with force by one man beneath the water, being torn apart by the powers that push them. We see above that ship a violent storm, a tornado of lightning, a force of eldritch power, bonded with the force of unrelenting wind that crash into sturges and explosions that fill that storm with fire. And far off from here, we see a woman stood above the endless sea, with lightning surging around her as the waves envelop her but do not drown her, as she feels something awaken. And as this happens, we watch the salvation crash into the barrier of the bleed and push into golden sunlight. And that's where we'll end.
Holy my god. Oh my god. Where's Ladara?
Ladara will appear on the ship.